Good evening, brothers and sisters, and yes, spot my deliberate mistake. I said 2024 instead of 2004 for the discovery of Apophis. Okay, I hold my hands up. I was rushed this afternoon. But nevertheless, I want us to have a look at what Tyson Degrasse says. Now, I did say Tyson Degrasse, as an astrophysicist, not a godly man, is well respected in my view in the way he is a bit of a showman, yes, now, but he knows what he's talking about. And he has brought about the reality of this. Now, as I said earlier this afternoon, Apophis it's got 3 dates on Google as to when it does, and we don't know how accurate Google is or how much is being hidden, because yes, in 2000, let me get it right, 2004 it was first spotted. Why are we only hearing about it now? Interesting. I mean, Tom Horn thinks it's a cover-up, but we don't know. It could be, a cover-up for the right reasons, to hide the fact that it's going to happen and stop mass panic. So it could have been a well-meant thing. But nevertheless, and there's no saying it will strike the Earth, to be honest with you. There's none. Looking at what Google says, it's definitely will miss Earth on the 2029, okay? It will miss the Earth, it's saying. But let's see what Tyson Degrasse says, because he's not a scaremonger, or I've never known him to be, on that. But if it is 2029 that it's going to miss the Earth or hit the Earth, then 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. Now, here we're talking about the first of the 4 trumpets, which are said to be of one event, and they could well be. So there's much to say. If you want further, other than the date of discovery, go and have a look at the next video. It'll be on the description at the end. But just have a look at this.
There is an asteroid discovered in December 2004 called Apophis, named for the Egyptian god of death and darkness. It was named only after its trajectory was identified to intersect that of Earth. Apophis will come so close to Earth that it will dip below our orbiting communication satellites. And it is the size of the Rose Bowl. It'll be the largest, closest thing we have ever observed to come by Earth. There is a range, a 600-mile zone. We call it the keyhole. If the asteroid goes through the middle of that keyhole, it will hit the Earth. 500 kilometers due west of Santa Monica.
So it doesn't matter where it goes through that keyhole.
Now, that's if it goes through the center. If it goes through other places within that keyhole, then the contact point shifts further into the Pacific or closer towards North America. Or something, yeah. Yes. Okay? But if it goes through the center, it hits the Pacific Ocean, plunges down into the Pacific to a depth of 3 miles, at which point it explodes, cavitating the Pacific in a hole that's 3 miles wide, 3 miles deep. That will send a tsunami wave outward from that location. So it only goes in a quarter mile before it gets sucked back out for the next wave to come. Here's the problem. Whatever was there on the coastline is now brought back out to sea. And the next tsunami brings it back to the shore. All the $1 million homes in Malibu, they get taken out to the sea and then back. But this time they're in a slightly different shape, okay? And so what happens is all the artificial stuff, all the houses, the factories, they get churned into this ablative force that sandblasts the entire west coast of North America.
The Greek definition of Apophis. Apophis, also known as Apep, the great serpent enemy of the sun god Ra in ancient Egyptian religion. The sun was Ra's great barge, which sailed through the sky from dawn to dusk and then descended onto the underworld as it navigated through the darkness of the night and attacked by Apophis, who sought to kill Ra and prevent sunrise. On board the great ship, a number of different gods and goddesses are depicted in different areas, as well as the justified dead, and all these helpful fend off the serpent. Wow. Okay, Apophis, going to be a very interesting time. We know we're in an interesting time, brothers and sisters. We know that this is the end times. Guaranteed. We're just looking at it. No date here. We don't know the date of the rapture, that is. What's the rapture? It's where the bride goes home with the Lord for 7 years. Okay, that's what the rapture is. And we miss all this stuff. 7 years of tribulation. Okay, so how do I do it? Well, if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you are saved from all this, what is coming. That's quite scary to hear what Tyson says about it. And he knows what he's talking about. Just a gap. We'll know prior or very shortly whether it made that keyhole or not. What happens then? I don't know. But we've got a little bit of time to think about what we do, but not much time to think about knowing the Lord. Romans 10:9 and 10, if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead. Now, at this point, I say do join us on Discord to find out more. There is a link in the description that says the Disciple server, and the URL says Discord. Don't worry about that. There's nothing we can do about that. But click on that. It should ask you to download your own Discord server, and then it should take you to us. If it doesn't, then download your own with a name and an email, because that could stop you getting in or having the email. It's security. And then go back to the link, click, and you should get onto us okay. Let us know if it doesn't. But I've got a couple of dreams and visions to share at the end of this, which I've borrowed. Okay. But I think they go nicely with it.
It's still kind of like a bluish sky, kind of like what you see right now. And I could see these asteroids coming down from the sky. There was probably like maybe hundreds of them falling down at the same time. And it was almost kind of frightening, like something that you would see in an apocalypse or like in a movie. And I have never had a dream like that before, ever. I've never had a dream where things were falling from the sky. And it was weird because in the dream I wasn't really scared. In the back of my mind, I just kind of knew what was going on. And I knew that the rapture was coming, that the Lord was returning for his people.
We were going up and we were not far away. But it's like there was different obstacles. There were like structures, like almost like meteors, rocks, debris, even like buildings. Can't explain that. That was in our way. That if we collide with them while going up, we would hurt ourselves. But the strange thing is, we would just go through them like nothing. We would just pass through them, and it's like our bodies just restructure and go through them like nothing.
Okay, well, they are interesting, aren't they? Very interesting how they pretty well describe what Tyson, Degrasse, the non-godly man, described. Okay, so that's all I can say. I'm on high watch every day, and it's one of them, psst, what do you think of this? That's all I can say. I'm a watchman, not a prophet. But I'll leave you with, may God bless you, keep you, make his face to shine upon you, and be gracious to you this day and always. God bless.